Kick versus Twitch. Who is gonna get to the bottom first?
So what is Kick? To put it simply, Kick is a live streaming platform created by the owners of Stake.com to compete with Twitch. Not everyone will know what those companies are, which is fine, but the gist of it is that Stake is a crypto casino. Twitch is the largest live streaming platform currently online right now, owned by Amazon. And Kick is a rapidly
Also, the largest distributary of soft P.
growing competitor that is heavily used as a gambling advertisement pipeline. Let's do the whole corporate tree of life thing here and get that out of the way initially. Kick, the platform, is owned by a company called Kick Streaming Proprietary Limited, KSPL. KSPL is owned by an Australian company called EasyGo Entertainment, and EasyGo
It's always the Australians ruining everything, huh? They're just like the Germans, but only from Australia.
Entertainment is two-thirds owned by a man named Bijan Tehrani. The other third is owned by yet another company called Ashwood Holdings Proprietary Limited, and Ashwood Holdings is controlled by a man named Edward Craven. This means, in no uncertain terms, that Bijan Tehrani and Edward Craven are the co-founding owners of Kick, as well as Stake.com, which is why this live streaming, quote-unquote, website deliberately brands itself as a gaming platform while inversely operating as a direct and fully unregulated pipeline for the purpose of gambling promotion. Not a great start.
Just exactly as Twitch is operating as a pipeline to OF. Man, it's really a battle of the titans, isn't it?
Well, those connections have already been known about or recognized openly for quite some time, but what isn't as well discussed is just how bad the platform is getting in terms of general content direction and how pervasive those effects can become on modern youth. Here's the part where I need to give you all a very big disclaimer.
I do not agree with this at all. Modern youth dictated the way that Kick actually went. Because modern youth is the one that went into a channel, made it big, and then demanded crazy stuff from it. That is the reality. This stuff didn't emerge overnight because, oh wow, I think this could be popular. No. The thing is, there is a lot of new people coming into streaming. Kids into Twitch, Kick, and all of those places. And they want crazy things to happen. And that is exactly what they are getting because these young audiences determine who is going to be successful. Now, this has been happening for a very, very long time. For example, on YouTube, all of the biggest channels are primarily catering to 10 to 18-year-olds. That is the reality. Mr. Beast's primary audience is literally 10-year-olds. And I know, people have a hard time to believing this, but Mr. Beast has 100 million plus subs, right? That means even if his adult viewers are only 1% of that, that's still 1 million. That is enough to easily make it so that if you're interested in Mr. Beast, you can find an adult that is also interested in Mr. Beast, which creates the illusion. But in reality, all these currently almost all major channels, all the most biggest people on Twitch, on Kick, on YouTube, are explicitly catering to an extremely young audience.
I'm not going to show everything that I talk about next. I'll show some news articles, some clips here and there, but a good chunk of it, I'm just going to simply say what's going on because I don't want to rebroadcast it. Kick has become very heavily advertised as a platform that avoids unjust moderation. That sounds really good in theory because Twitch has horribly dropped the ball when it comes to objectivity versus creator favoritism. But in practice, it has quickly turned Kick from a video game-centered experience, which is really just a pipeline to get more people gambling, into a cesspit of illegal and unethical behavior for the sake of money and fame. The streamers on this platform...
Yes, as the world has always been, by the way. Nowadays, it's just more popular because the world is... Well, the world is way more materialistic than it previously was. Upholding values in modern-day society is not something that can be done easily because no one cares about values. The time has passed when people care about society being good in general. Now it's all about entertainment, being rich, flexing your money, and so on. Pretty disgusting.
platform. Not all of them, mind you, but a significant portion, well beyond what any platform should ever be fostering, are doing things like directly grabbing food off of someone's plate at a restaurant as they walk by, and then threatening to beat her up when she gets upset over it. This was a literal child doing this, who would later do things like grab a joint on the street from a random person and
Wait, didn't this woman win against this guy? Because I remember seeing this on Twitter.
smoke it live on Kick. Oh, and
Oh,
he didn't
he's underage.
get suspended for any of this. He only got suspended after a verbal altercation with another Kick streamer in which they threatened each other with physical violence, sexual assault, and doxing.
Well, yeah, the kid doing that doesn't do anything bad for the platform because that just puts more eyes on the platform. Why would you suspend that? But streamers threatening to delete other streamers, now that is a problem because that means one streamer is probably not gonna get you views anymore on your platform. So this follows easily understandable logic.
The other streamer, the one threatening the child who was harassing him, yeah, he live streamed a vehicular hit and run in a rented supercar. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of a crime, and this is just content for streamers on Kick, perpetrated by some of the most popular high viewership broadcasters on the entire platform.
I mean, yeah, but what are you gonna do about this? I mean, do you ban this? Yeah, sure. The pipeline here is they do this to get an audience and whatnot, but I mean, he's just streaming on a platform. The problem here is that's kind of legal. If you're gonna say, oh, he should be banned from that, then you shouldn't be able to see car chases on the news and whatnot because those are also illegal technically. So this is kind of a muddy thing, in my opinion, honestly. I don't want to say this is right to not ban them, but I don't want to say it's also right to ban them.
Want more? Okay. One broadcaster's camera person decided to just steal an Uber driver's phone during the broadcast and throw it in the street. And she has not yet been
Oh, I remember this.
removed from the platform. Another streamer, Kick streamer, showed themselves stealing the tips out of a jar at a restaurant. He has also not been removed. One streamer blackmailed another streamer, a 19-year-old with autism, threatening to leave him in a foreign city if he didn't perform certain moderation actions and ban particular people from the chat room. He also perpetrated what I would consider to be animal
I mean, that's better than your typical mod, but
abuse live on the platform, threatened to shoot other streamers, and is also accused of having sex with a
Okay, I don't want this video demonetized, but street justice needs to be done in these cases. Again, I am 100% for violence, by the way. 100%.
woman in front of her child.
If the police can't, correct the behavior of someone, if the law is powerless, well, then a bunch of people getting together and changing the life of someone, let's just call it like that, I think is the best course of action in this world.
Barely outside the frame of a separate broadcast. Another streamer directly convinced a homeless woman to jump in a lake. The homeless woman could not swim, and then laughed about it, running away as a fire truck pulled up to go
Yeah, we watched this.
try and save her. After imitating herself shoving the woman into the water, she says, quote, "You should just jump in right now." And then 10 seconds later, "I didn't tell you to jump in," as if she didn't just live stream all of it to thousands of people. As if that's not already horrifying, multiple streamers, count them, multiple, have created their entire broadcast around chatting with random girls on the internet, some of them under the age of 18, convincing these girls to get naked for them or flash them, while sharing all of it on a live broadcast, and then further sharing it in private chat rooms for their...
Hey, again, these are all crimes, but the police doesn't do anything about it. I would say that this is just a problem of, authorities not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
their friends in Discord. That is distribution of underage content. It is highly illegal as well as disgusting. I should be clear, that's not just one particular instance, and I'm also not showing any of it. This was a pattern of content for multiple streamers who did this for many, many months. Some of them actually verified on Kick.
I mean, they're continuing to do this also, so that's a thing.
During that time frame, and they only got suspended after massive amounts of backlash, which had itself only happened because other creators called them out. No, that's not enough? Okay. Two famous broadcasters, for whatever twisted reason, hired an escort live and secretly
Oh boy, that's exciting. That's gonna probably be great.
tried to film her rather, because it didn't get far enough for them to actually go through with the whole broadcast, tried to film her secretly with their friend in a different room. When she tried to leave, someone blocked the door, and during this broadcast, CEO of the platform, Ed Craven, was in the chat room posting laughter emojis. The
Well, damn right. What? The woman doesn't get to be punished in life for choosing a profession like that? Hell no.
CEO was
She also needs to get punished. Again, there's a lot of people in life that need to be drastically punished. And that's what we used to do, but now we don't punish anyone, so everyone does everything, because turns out punishment is really actually effective in not making people do crazy shit. But that's gone now. Again, Kick doesn't need to moderate anything. The authorities just need to look at Kick and start punishing these people and throwing them in jail for life. Because why not?
was posting laughing emojis in a chat room where two of his larger platform broadcasters were secretly attempting to film a prostitute that they hired. Just let that sink in for a minute. As you do that, let me show something else in the background. This is Kick, the homepage. I am not currently logged into the platform under any account. And if you go to a broadcast in the slots and casino category, which is a mature 18 plus area of content, I get this right here. A warning.
Okay.
You must be 18 plus to watch this content. Cool. However, I can just click start watching. That's it. There is no actual comprehensive age verification.
Well, yeah, no place has an actual comprehensive age verification thing
On this platform, which is corroborated by a now ex-employee who recently came forward with her experience working there, and the stuff that she shared is horrifying.
Wow.
Here's an example. She alleges that Kick offered a well-known streamer named Kaidi a worse
I haven't seen this
offer because she got diagnosed with cancer, and that they thought they could get away with that because she would probably die soon and may want to leave more money for her family. That is...
Yeah. That's what businesses do. I can't... This is obviously pretty scummy and whatnot, but this is what businesses do. Twitch would do the literal same goddamn thing at the end of the day, and that's just the truth. Everyone would do the same exact thing.
Is evil, and some of it gets difficult to prove without inside sources in the company. It's allegations from a former staff member. But something that isn't hard to prove is this. Kick has a section of their TOS, their terms of service, that says, quote, any use or access to the service by anyone under 13 or under 16 in Europe is strictly prohibited and in violation of these terms, end quote. And yet, their staff members are openly promoting broadcasters who are 11 years old. Their own ex-employee alleges that she was the reason this child was initially suspended, because they don't allow, technically, as per their TOS, anyone under 13 to use their services. And yet, now that she's gone, he's been allowed back on the platform against their own terms.
Yeah, but TOS is formality. So first of all, they have this TOS just so some countries don't ban Kick, and would be my guess why they have it. Obviously, they themselves don't care, and they always have the ability to just say, "Oh wow, we did not know that this clearly not 18 looking boy is not a clearly under 18." Huh. Well, mistakes happen. They only have this so they can legally operate in countries, would be my assumption. They obviously don't care about it. It's just a formality for them.
And is even being directly promoted by staff at the company. It's insane. Now is the part where I talk about some unrelated, but also very much deeply related statistics and round out the picture. Kick has been growing massively since it first debuted, becoming one of the top 200 websites in the entire United States, with over 200 million monthly.
Yeah, I was actually going to say this, but Kick is a competitor for Twitch already. There is absolutely no question about that. Twitch is a direct competitor. Well, Kick is a direct competitor to Twitch. There is no denying it at this point. It is far past the point where Kick is just this arbitrary platform that doesn't mean anything.
Monthly visits. 38% of their entire audience is classified as 18 to 24, but there's no actual
That is such a lie, obviously, considering you. Dude, that is such a lie considering you need to click the button.
Effective restriction, and the platform deliberately allows children under the age of 13 to break their TOS with no regard. These stats simply don't.
Yeah, as by the way, this is not unique to just them. Every platform has these safeguards in place as a minimum level, at the minimum level, so they can just get them. The platforms don't care if you're 10, 5, 7, or 11. They just want you on there. It's just a formality for them that you technically cannot be there. Every platform does this. It's just a way of life. Kick is not special, truly, in this sense.
Measure the number of kids watching this content, some of them learning to think that it's cool to harass random people or perpetrate crimes for fame. And that realization takes on whole new meaning when you realize the state of modern digital access. I'll stick with the United States here for the moment.
Kick did not create this situation in the world. It was already created, and Kick is just a symptom of the illness.
Where the issue is undoubtedly.
Kick is just capitalizing on the fact that people want this. That's honestly all that this is. Removing Kick doesn't solve the issue in the slightest.
Worse, but the problem itself is global. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, over 95% of households containing children ages 3 to 18 have home internet, with over 90% of them enjoying internet access through a computer in particular. Wow. And that was in 2021. Keep in mind, the number is only ever rising. According to data from Norton, while parents self-report that they are regularly educating their children on how to safely access online content, 66% of them, at least for the United States, these numbers fluctuate slightly on a global scale, trust their child to browse the internet unmonitored. This means that nearly...
Yeah. It is becoming very popular that, parents try to block these things, like, access to television programs, channels, and things like that. But honestly, all that does is make kids find solutions to bypass it, which is technically a good thing because they are learning ingenuity at a faster pace. Technically, well, it's a slight positive, at least in this situation, I would say. But still,
all households containing 3 to 18-year-olds have internet access, and 2/3 of those households allow these children unmonitored access, while platforms like Kick are rising in popularity tremendously.
Wait a minute, I completely don't believe these statistics. Like, what the hell? Are you going to tell me in India 81% of parents are going to actually try and educate their kid on safely using the internet? Bruh, there's a good chance the parent is working at a scam call center. Okay? For them, it's natural selection at this point.
As they distribute gambling content, criminal activity, and overall degeneracy to an ever-increasing audience under the banner of live streaming. Let's be very clear. I'm not arguing that people can't access criminal content or inappropriate material elsewhere online.
Bro, we literally grew up on... by the way, I don't even know how to honestly feel about all of this to a certain degree, because, man, we grew up in the age of live leaks and whatnot. A Mexican cartel sawing someone's head off, or, cutting off their junk, that's just a fun video we shared around as friends. It wasn't a big deal. Nowadays, though, considering how actually everyone tries to tame this stuff, is you watch a video where someone gets beheaded, and that's like, oh my god, this is so horrific. Everyone is screaming, and people can't even take this, honestly. So I don't even know how to feel about this part, because it's kind of crazy, the difference. Technically it's worse, but technically it's not worse, because how many modern day 12-year-olds can muster up, a decapitation? Yeah, not that many. Again, when I was growing up, that was just a normal Sunday afternoon video that you were watching while eating.
I'm not arguing that this is the actual worst place on the entire internet or a leading cause of society's problems. I'm arguing that children often look up to streamers and seek to emulate their behavior. For better or worse, Twitch streamers, Kick streamers, and live broadcasters in general often amass a follower base of almost exclusively children who seek to emulate their behavior, or emulate all behavior that they observe, and then proceed to broadcast.
Again, Twitch didn't make this. Let's just do something as simple as look at the modern day music, for example. What are people singing about? Oh yeah, disrespecting women and whatnot. Huh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, about selling illegal stuff and deleting people. Hmm. How are performers nowadays singing out on stage? Oh yeah, it's literally twerk or no one cares. Again, Twitch and Kick are just symptoms of a society, and they provide what society asks. Twitch is just trying to be a little bit more nonchalant about this because they're a part of Amazon, and that's, I honestly think, pretty much the end of the story.
Social activity purely for the sake of profit, popularity, and fame that should never be emulated by anyone. This problem appears to be pervasive to the very culture of Kick itself as it continues to gain market share, catalyzed by a complete degradation of critical thinking and building itself higher and higher by quite literally poisoning society around it. I didn't even say all the different stuff that goes on there. I didn't mention the streamers who are getting arrested and locked up in.
Yeah, but to be fair, is it a good thing that a lot of people are watching, for example, Johnny Somali in hopes that someone just ends him? I don't know, because a lot of these people get just watched for the hopes that one day they're gonna finally get unlucky and it's gonna end, and that is like why people unironically watch them. Is that a bad thing in that case? Is society healing? I don't know. Again, I don't think Kick is responsible for anything that's currently happening or whatnot. I would honestly even blame Fortnite for more the societal collapse that we have than Kick at this point. It's nothing's gonna change. You remove Kick, you remove Twitch. Well, what exactly changes? Anyway, I guess that's it. That was Echelon. Upper Echelon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.